Hey everyone, welcome back to Food Prep Inc. Today we're going to be making meal prep sized individual pudding poke cakes. We've got everything that we need assembled here, so you're going to need some pans to bake your cake in. I'm using two 9-inch square pans because I found that to be the best pan sizes to use for this to get the amount of cake that I want with the least amount of trimming, but you can use whatever you have. Then you're going to need your cake mix of choice. Today I'm using Devil's Food, but you could use literally any other flavor that you want. For that one, I need 1 cup of water, half a cup of oil, and 3 eggs, which I have here all combined in my mason jar. And then you're going to need a bowl, a whisk, spatula, and some cooking spray. For our pudding, we need 2 cups of milk of your choice and our pudding, which is hiding behind the mason jar. And then we're going to need some frosting. If you would like, you could definitely leave the frosting off, but this is for my husband. This is not necessarily macro friendly. If you're looking for a more low calorie version, stay tuned. I'll be doing some of my dessert meal preps, but this one is for the working man or woman. So the first thing that you need to do is preheat your oven according to your cake that you're using. And next I'm going to go ahead and make my batter. If you'd like to support this channel, the easiest way to do that is using our Amazon links the next time you shop there. All right, now that my batter is done, I'm just going to prepare my pans. I've lined mine with nonstick foil just because I want easier cleanup later, but you can leave the foil off. Either way, just grease yours. Now I'm going to try to evenly divide my batter between my 2 pans. Okay, so for mine, I need to pop these into the oven for about 23 to 28 minutes. So cook your cake basically until it is done. You'll know that it's done when a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. If you don't have a toothpick, you could always just use the tip of a knife or fork, something like that. 23 minutes later, my cakes are done. We're going to set those aside, and while they are still hot, we are going to quickly make our pudding. So we've got everything for our pudding here, our 2 cups of milk, our pudding mixture of whatever flavor you want to use, and a whisk. So we're just going to combine that together. If you like what we're doing here, please consider sending a super thanks. It helps us continue to provide more amazing content. All right, that is all mixed together. We want it to still be liquidy. Now we're just going to take our still warm cakes, and if you plan on putting them in a meal prep container to freeze or refrigerate for later, then measure out now how many slices and where you should cut on each cake so that you can maximize your cake slices per container ratio. So you can see in this one, I am getting 1, 2, 3 pieces, and then this square piece and this rectangle will just be extras that I will use to make cake pops or something like that. All right, so now that I have cut up my cake, I'm now going to puncture holes in it in each of the rectangles that I know that I'm going to use. So I'm going to remove the pieces that I know I'm using for like cake balls or something else. And now let's take our pudding mixture and just spread it over the top of all of these. Now at this time, I recommend that you throw them into the freezer overnight and just let everything set together and firm up a little bit, because it's going to make putting frosting on these so much easier if the top part is firm rather than all smushy as it is now. If you don't want to put frosting on these, you could definitely just scoop them up right now, pop them into your containers, or you could have popped them into the containers before you put the pudding on there and then done that part individually. But either way, if you're going to do the frosting, put these in the freezer. All right, it is the next day, and now that our cakes are fully frozen, I'm going to recut them where the pieces are so that way I can easily get them out of the pan, transfer them into my food prep containers. Now I'm going to take my frosting and just do a light layer of frosting over the top of these. And I've went ahead and pre-stirred it because that's going to make it spread a bit easier. This is also where the step of going ahead and putting this in the freezer overnight, or at least for a few hours to really harden up, helps, because if you were trying to spread this frosting over the freshly set pudding, or even pudding that has just been in the fridge, it's just going to turn into a mess. And now that these are done, I'm just going to pop them right back into the freezer and let them wait until their time to be eaten. But you can definitely store these in the fridge for up to a week, and you could store these in the freezer for several months. They're going to be just fine. I recommend just take it out the morning of whenever you want to eat it. And if you want to take it to work with you, just leave it in your bag, let it defrost until it's time to eat, or let it sit out for at least a couple hours to come to room temperature. So there you have it, our completed poke cake meal prep individual mini cakes. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. If you shop for groceries, definitely check out our other channel, 5 Minute Eats, where we review everyday grocery items and tell you if we would purchase them again or not. But in the meantime, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye. All right, guys, that's the video. If you like what we're doing here, definitely check out our other channel, 5 Minute Eats, and don't forget to give us a like and subscribe.